You're listening to the Orisha Wisdom Podcast, episode 79. Welcome to the Orisha Wisdom Podcast, where growth and spirituality create an enhanced life's journey with the wisdom of Ifa and Orisha in our everyday lives. I am your host, Omileti Olubumi. Welcome to the Orisha Wisdom Podcast. I am Omileti Olubumi. Thank you for spending some of your time with me to talk about all things Orisha, spirituality, and growth. So turn up the volume in your car or put on your earbuds. This is going to be what I'm hoping is a quick one, but it's going to be a good one. Grab a cup of coffee or tea, grab something good to drink, and let's chat. This is an Ask a Priest episode. For those of you who are new to the podcast, of course, welcome. This is a series that we have where you, the community, asks questions that you've always wanted to ask an Orisha priest, and now you have the chance. I'll put this on the show notes, but if you really need to know right now how you can ask your burning question for a chance to get your questions answered here on the podcast, here's the link. It's easy. Go to orishawisdom.com/ask a priest. No dashes, just ask a priest. With that, we are going to get started. Jessica Irizarry asks the following question. Can a babalao do a reading on you without speaking to you on the phone or seeing you on FaceTime, just off of you giving them your date of birth and full name, and that you have a hand of Ifa and are a child of Elegba? That is a great question. Before we dive into this question, let's listen to the sponsor of today's episode. This episode is being brought to you by our Orisha Traditions Journey Type Quiz. Take this short quiz and find out. This is for anyone who is interested and is already in the Orisha traditions. Find out what is your style and how you can work with your style as you are immersing yourself into these traditions. It's good to know where you are so that you know your challenges and strengths to help you get there faster and with less bumps and scrapes on your journey. Find out if you are a confident hunter or a chary traveler. Go to orishawisdom.com/omileti and click on the button that says quiz right in the middle. Take the quiz. It takes a few minutes, and watch the video afterwards, which will tell you where you are at and some of your strengths and areas to improve so that you have a smoother road in the Orisha traditions. It's very exciting. Take it, be honest, and enjoy your journey with our Orisha Traditions Journey Type Quiz. Welcome back to this episode. We're going to do a quick recap. Jessica asked the question if a babalao can basically read you without you being there. And all that this person was provided was name, full name, date of birth, and a couple of other details. So here is a quick answer. And I'm sure that within our community, there are going to be some comments and some thoughts and some feelings about this. But I'm going to give you what I've learned so far with how other people are thinking. So here we go. The quick answer is yes. Yes, it is possible. With the info that you provide, which is the full name, date of birth, I mean, that's pretty much all that you would need. Some people would require the name of the parents, the full name of the parents. That is actually very common as well. So in short answer, yes. Now, But this question opens up a lot of other little questions. And I know that we've touched them on the podcast, but when I saw this question, I said, you know what? If it's being asked, let's kind of tie in all of those little pieces together. The question to ask is, do you trust this babalawo to really conduct this reading for you? Do you know this person for real that will conduct this reading for you? Have you seen them conduct readings on behalf of someone else? Do you know if this has been done? Do you really absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, trust this person? And most of the time, okay, this is kind of like a loaded question. I did take some notes, so I'm going to go through the notes, but if not, I will come back to this. Here's another question to consider. Did this babalao reach out to you first to conduct this reading? The answer to this question is very important. If this person reached out to you first to conduct the reading, I will say a good 96 to 7%, maybe 8, is a scammer. And even though they might conduct some general reading, that is not the way that I would suggest anyone to go. If this person reached out to you first, okay? So there's a couple of caveats. Can it be done? Yes. Did this person reach out to you first? That was like a red flag right there. Like that would be sounding. Maybe I should get a sound. I've been playing with this thing with sounds. I should get a sound so I could press it. Right now would have been a great time to do that. Here's another question for you. Is this babalao a referral? Who referred him to you? Is it somebody that you know off of line that you do not know in person? Is it your friend who has been working with this babalao for the last 2 years? Because the answer to both is very important. If you are working with a person and this person is referred to you by someone that you personally know, and they're like, yeah, dude, I didn't have a job, and now, I had to do this and that, but now I've been employed for the past 6 months, I say this person is a go. Or something major, I really wasn't straight, my head wasn't straight, and then I went to this person, and this person really helped me out. Or, well, in the beginning, I wouldn't say, yeah, this person initiated me, because that would be a little crazy. But it would be more like, this person really helped me. I'd like you to get a reading from this babalao. But he is in, I don't know, Albuquerque. I don't know why I said that, but it just popped out. So if this person is far away, maybe they're not able to read you. And on a meeting, like Zoom or something, like they're not able to. But they could do it that way. And if it worked, I was right the first time. If it worked for your friend, then maybe it could work, because now we're talking a referral, which is always the best way to go. Now, here's another question for you. Have you worked with this person before and you just can't be there in person? Like, why can't there be a reading done where you are there? For example, have you met this person before? Have you met this person before and worked with them before where you have sat? So this is a babalao. So we're talking about a mat. So you have sat on the mat with this person. And unfortunately, for some reason, I don't know, their Wi-Fi went out, the computer popped, whatever it is, they cannot meet with you. And that is the reason why they need to do it this way. Like they can't do like a meeting type of thing. Is this the reason? Because then that changes the answer to this question. Then it's like, well, this person, and then it goes back to the trust. Like, do you trust that this person is going to do what they said that they were going to do? Oh, before I get to this next topic. So we're going to go back on the scammer bit. The challenge that we have had here at Orisha Wisdom, this is almost on a daily. We get messages. And if not on a daily, definitely on a weekly basis. No week has ever gone by that we do not receive a comment, a personal message, or an email about a scammer who has reached out and said, yes, I will read you. Send me. So the latest one that I'm hearing is send me your name, your date of birth, and a picture of your right palm. Please don't do that. I'm sorry. Just don't do it to anybody. I don't care if it's a referral. Please, please, please don't do this. It's usually a scam. And even though it may sound legit, the people that I have spoken to, I have seen grown men cry after they have lost thousands of dollars. Please don't do this. Please, please don't do this. So if you need anything, don't send them a picture of anything. And usually if they reach out to you first, it's a no. Absolutely no. Now, I gave you the short answer. Now I'm going to give you something else, because I like to talk to other priests who are in different traditions, because we may do things, we are in the same traditions, but we may do things differently. So there are many, and I will say many, who follow the following school of thought. They believe that a reading must be done in person and only this way. And if this is what you believe in, absolutely go that route. You can't go wrong being there in person. I will say that. You cannot go wrong. There is energetic things that are happening there. However, I will say that I've seen some stuff happen with a reading that is done face-to-face. But of course, I know the person. Done there, where things come out that I haven't even said. The energy is there. So I will have to say, Maferefung Eshu, Maferefung Ogun, this I can vouch from personal experience and hearing from others. This works. It can work. It goes also with your feeling and your belief level. And if you are in that school of thought, that's still okay. And if you are working with a person, which is great, and I really do mean this is absolutely great if you can find a person who is close by that you can physically get in front of them, sit on the mat, and have this energetic exchange. Because you may not know what's going on, but it's really an energetic exchange that it's going to happen. Now I'm going to give you a quick note on this. This I know to be true, even on folks who do not believe that there can be something done online or not there. There are urgent times. For example, if you're in a hospital due to illness, if you're in a hospital because of an accident, if you had an accident, if there is an urgent legal matter where you physically cannot be there, readings have been done on behalf of another person. Again, I will say it is possible to have a reading done when you are physically not there. And if they have your name and your date of birth, at a minimum, that is what they can have. But usually they will have mother's name and father's name, even if one of them is deceased. And I wanted to make this episode, and I bumped it up, from the line of the episode's presses. I always say fresh from the episode presses. There's no press, right? But anyway, because if you are considering having a reading made by somebody who reached out to you, I really would like to strongly suggest, press, twist your arm, pinch you on the side to not do it. If they reached out to you, please don't do it. One of the first sayings that I received from a Babalao, we still know each other, we still keep in touch, is he told me something that it stood with me all these years, more than 20 years. It stood with me. And it is, Ifa does not, he said it so eloquently. Now I'm starting to forget. Now I'm going to have to reach out to him. Basically, there we go. Ifa chases no one. It is everyone who comes to the foot of Ifa. There we go. Ifa chases no one. it is everyone who comes to the foot of Ifa. So if you know this Babalao, Jessica, and anyone else who may be thinking about this question, if you know this person, you've worked with this person, then you should trust that this person is going to give you a reading, and this question probably would not have been asked. If this is a referral, then again, the trust factor and the strength of what has manifested for the person who is referring you to this Babalao. It is always best to have a face-to-face. I will never, ever say anything but. But we do have circumstances. For example, my godfather may be now living in another country. What do? Do I dump him? No, I'm going to stick to the person I like and I trust. And if I do that, then of course I am going to call him, get a reading, whatever. And here's another thing. Why would that not even happen on the phone? Because there are times in a regular reading, there's always a time where they'll ask you, do you have any questions? If you're not even on the phone, how are you going to answer that? You don't know what just happened. I have spoken to quite a few dozens of people who have gotten their reading back as an email, and a lot of it is very generic based on that Odu. But without that back and forth that happens between the person and the priest, you're not going to be able to figure out what else may be lingering in there. It will be way too generic. There are, for example, there is an Odun, right? Let's pick a Ejiogbe. Ejiogbe has like books and books and books of definitions of what could be happening within it. And then when you're linking it to that secondary energy, it's like now you're like, well, it could be job, it could be having a baby, it could be money, it could be marriage, it could be friendship, it could be that your dog is going to die, but we won't know because the person isn't there to say, yeah, this is exactly where I'm having trouble with. And then they can investigate further. I wanted to leave you with this. It is possible, but tread with care. And I am hoping that this answer will at least help you to figure out what to do when it comes to a reading if you're not there. And I am very grateful to you, Jessica, for taking the time to write to us and to ask us this question, because I know you are not the only one. I know you're not. And I'm just hoping that you make a wise choice so that you could just get your readings and the stuff done properly. So again, I would like to thank you for this question because it really popped out when I saw it. You have reached the end of this episode. For show notes, go to orishawisdom.com/79. Remember, this episode was brought to you by your Orisha Traditions Journey Type Quiz. Take the quiz to find out what is your type and get ready to learn and enjoy your spiritual journey. Go to orishawisdom.com/OMILETI, Omileti, and take the quiz. I am very, very excited to remind you that we're still looking for founding members of your virtual Ile. We are only looking for 27 of them. And as a founding member, you're going to have a lot of perks and you're going to have a say on how this community is built. So definitely go back to orishawisdom.com/OMILETI and click on the tile that says your virtual Ile and see if that works out for you. Just wanted to remind you that we still have Orisha related swag. Again, go to the information link and check that out. Have you found value in what I do and the content that I create? If you have, check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/Iya Omileti. That's IYAOMILETI. I'm sorry, I'm not an Iya, but can't change that link now. And you will have access to the podcasts before they are published and other perks such as exclusive content that is not heard anywhere. Not even my email community has access to that content, just to let you know. Plus, you're going to get kudos here on the podcast for the world to hear. Only if you're able to, and if you want to, come and support the Orisha Wisdom Podcast. I can't wait to see you there, and I thank you in advance for your support, as it truly helps the podcast and it helps with the costs of running Orisha Wisdom so that I can create more content. If you like this episode, the best thing you can do is to share it. Do you know somebody who may be in this particular spot? Share it with that person. Share it on your social media. Share this podcast. And if you can, of course, comment and review. It is great to see the conversation continue even after an episode is done. And remember, if you can, go to iTunes, put your review in there. I do read each and every one, and I do appreciate it ever so much. Remember, this is an Ask a Priest episode. Do you have a question? Maybe we have answers. And if not, maybe we can get some guests who have answers for you. Go to orishawisdom.com/ask a priest and ask your question. Stay tuned for the next couple of questions. Actually, not questions. Although it is right. The next couple of episodes, we're going to tackle some questions. So it was in my mind. And I haven't done Ask a Priest in a little bit, and I am very excited to go check out some of your answers and hopefully point you in the right direction so that you can have an awesome ride. I can't wait. Until next time, may the elevated ancestors and all Orisha bless you immensely. Thank you for listening to the Orisha Wisdom Podcast. Be sure to check out the show notes at orishawisdom.com/podcast. Can't get enough of Orisha Wisdom? Check us out at orishawisdom.com and subscribe to our community. Remember, the wisdom of Orisha and Ifa is all around us. Be blessed, and until next time.